Michigan is home to many haunted locations filled with ghostly tales and mysterious happenings. These places often include old buildings, abandoned hospitals, historic inns, and dark forests. People have reported strange noises, shadowy figures, cold spots, and eerie feelings. Legends of spirits from the past, unexplained accidents, or tragic events make these spots popular for ghost hunters and thrill seekers. The stories bring an air of mystery and excitement to Michigan's haunted history. Now we will visit the most haunted places in Michigan. Number 1. The Whitney. The Whitney, a grand mansion in Detroit, Michigan, is famous not only for its stunning architecture, but also for being one of the most haunted locations in the state. Built in 1894 by David Whitney Jr., a wealthy lumber baron, the mansion originally served as his family's home. With its elegant design, detailed woodwork, and stained glass windows, it symbolizes the grandeur of the Gilded Age. However, beneath its beauty lies a history filled with eerie tales and ghostly activity. David Whitney Jr. lived in the house with his wife, Sarah, and later with his second wife, Flora. Both women tragically passed away before him, and some believe their spirits linger in the home. David himself died in the mansion in 1900, and his presence is said to be one of the strongest. Visitors and staff have reported seeing a well-dressed man in Victorian attire wandering the halls, often assumed to be David's ghost. One of the most active areas in the mansion is the elevator, which often operates on its own, moving between floors without anyone pressing the buttons. Many attribute this to David Whitney, as elevators were a rare luxury in his time, and he may still enjoy using it. Another hotspot for paranormal activity is the second floor, where cold spots, sudden drops in temperature, and unexplained whispers are frequently experienced. Guests dining in the now operating restaurant have reported seeing glasses move on their own or hearing the sound of footsteps when no one else is around. The third floor lounge, known as the Ghost Bar, is said to be particularly active. Patrons and staff have witnessed shadowy figures, unexplained tapping sounds, and even felt unseen hands brushing against them. Some believe the spirits are not malicious, but rather curious or playful. Adding to the lore, seances and paranormal investigations have uncovered unusual energy patterns and ghostly voices in recordings. Many visitors come not only for the fine dining, but also for a chance to experience these supernatural phenomena. The Whitney's mix of elegance and mystery makes it a fascinating spot for those intrigued by ghost stories and history. Whether you believe in spirits or not, the mansion's rich past and spooky reputation make it a must-visit destination in Michigan. Number 2. Elmwood Cemetery. Elmwood Cemetery, located in Detroit, Michigan, is one of the oldest and most historic burial grounds in the state. Established in 1846, it is known for its Gothic Revival architecture, winding paths, and serene natural beauty. However, beneath its peaceful exterior lies a reputation for being one of Michigan's most haunted places, steeped in ghostly tales and paranormal activity. The cemetery is the final resting place for many notable figures, including political leaders, military heroes, and pioneers of Detroit's history. Among its 86 acres are countless stories of tragedy and loss, which some believe have left an imprint on the land. Visitors and paranormal investigators often claim to experience strange occurrences that they cannot explain. One of the most frequently reported phenomena is the appearance of shadowy figures roaming the grounds. These dark shapes are often seen near the older gravestones, and witnesses describe them as fleeting but distinctly human-like. Some visitors have reported feeling an unshakable sense of being watched, even when they are completely alone. Another chilling tale involves the sounds of disembodied voices. Late at night, people have heard whispers, faint cries, or even laughter coming from empty areas of the cemetery. These eerie sounds seem to echo among the tombstones, adding to the unsettling atmosphere. One of the cemetery's most famous ghost stories revolves around a woman in white, a spectral figure often seen near the pond or wandering along the paths. She is described as wearing a flowing dress from the 19th century and appears lost or searching for something. Her apparition has been so vivid that some have mistaken her for a living person, only for her to vanish into thin air. Cold spots, unexplained mists, and sudden feelings of sadness are also common experiences reported by those who visit Elmwood Cemetery. Paranormal investigators have captured strange orbs of light and unexplained anomalies in photographs taken on the grounds. Some claim to have recorded voices on their audio equipment, with phrases like "help me" or "stay away" being particularly common. Despite its eerie reputation, Elmwood Cemetery remains an important cultural and historical landmark. Its haunted tales only add to its mystique, drawing history buffs and ghost hunters alike. Whether you visit for its rich past or the chance to encounter the supernatural, Elmwood Cemetery offers a hauntingly unforgettable experience. Number 3. Mission Point Resort. Mission Point Resort on Mackinac Island, Michigan, is renowned not only for its breathtaking views and serene atmosphere, but also for its chilling reputation as one of the state's most haunted locations. This picturesque resort, built in the 1950s, holds a dark and mysterious past that has fueled countless ghost stories and paranormal investigations. One of the most well-known spirits associated with Mission Point is Harvey, a young man who reportedly took his life in the 1960s after a romantic heartbreak. According to local lore, Harvey was a student who had fallen deeply in love, only to face rejection. Heartbroken, he ended his life near the property. His restless spirit is believed to linger, making his presence known in various ways. Guests and staff frequently report unexplained phenomena such as cold spots, disembodied voices, and objects moving on their own. Some have even claimed to see Harvey's apparition, described as a forlorn figure dressed in outdated clothing, wandering the grounds or sitting quietly near the water. One of the resort's most active areas is the theater, where ghostly activity is particularly common. Visitors have reported hearing whispers and footsteps echoing through the empty space. Seats are said to creak and shift as if unseen spectators are settling in for a show. Paranormal investigators have captured eerie electronic voice phenomena, EVPs, and unexplainable light anomalies in this part of the resort. The hallways and guest rooms are no less eerie. Guests have reported feeling as though they are being watched, even when alone. Lights flicker inexplicably, doors slam shut without cause, and some visitors have awoken to find shadowy figures standing near their beds. These occurrences have left many guests unnerved and convinced of a supernatural presence. The outdoor areas of Mission Point Resort also add to its haunted reputation. Late at night, some have reported seeing mysterious glowing orbs hovering near the property or hearing soft cries carried on the wind. These phenomena are believed to be tied not only to Harvey, but also to the island's long and storied history, which includes Native American legends and early settler tales. Mission Point Resort's blend of idyllic beauty and ghostly intrigue makes it a magnet for history buffs, paranormal enthusiasts, and curious travelers. Whether you visit for relaxation or the thrill of a ghostly encounter, this iconic destination promises an unforgettable and possibly spine-chilling experience. Number 4. Henderson Castle. Henderson Castle, perched on West Main Hill in Kalamazoo, Michigan, is a historic mansion with a reputation for being one of the most haunted places in the state. Built in 1895 by Frank Henderson, a wealthy businessman, this stunning Victorian-style castle was meant to be a testament to his success. However, its long history is shrouded in mystery and tales of paranormal activity. The castle has 25 rooms, a grand ballroom, a carriage house, and even a rooftop view of the city. While its beauty draws visitors, many come for its eerie reputation. Several ghost stories and unexplained events have turned Henderson Castle into a hotspot for paranormal enthusiasts. The most famous ghost said to haunt the castle is Frank Henderson himself. Visitors and staff have reported seeing a shadowy figure believed to be his spirit wandering the halls. Some claim to hear his footsteps echoing late at night, especially near the rooms where he and his wife once lived. Mary Henderson, Frank's wife, is also thought to linger in the castle. Guests have reported feeling an unexplainable presence near her bedroom and occasionally catching glimpses of a woman in Victorian attire in mirrors or windows. Another chilling story involves the servants who once worked in the castle. People have heard whispers and faint voices in the basement, believed to be the echoes of their conversations from a bygone era. Some even report the sensation of being watched while exploring these lower levels. One of the eeriest tales surrounds the castle's third-floor tower, where mysterious lights are often seen at night. Paranormal investigators have captured unusual readings in this area, fueling speculation about its haunting. Additionally, the sound of children laughing and running is often heard in the empty hallways, though no children are present. In recent years, the castle has operated as a bed and breakfast and event venue. Guests frequently share their ghostly encounters, from objects moving on their own to sudden cold spots in certain rooms. These unexplained phenomena have solidified Henderson Castle's haunted reputation. Whether you believe in ghosts or not, Henderson Castle's blend of history, beauty, and spooky legends makes it a fascinating and eerie destination. Its haunted tales continue to intrigue visitors who hope to catch a glimpse of its otherworldly residents. Number 5. Fort Mackinac. Fort Mackinac, located on Michigan's scenic Mackinac Island, is renowned for its rich history, breathtaking views, and reputation as one of the state's most haunted locations. Built in 1780 by British forces during the American Revolution, the fort has witnessed centuries of conflict, tragedy, and death, leaving behind countless ghost stories that intrigue visitors to this day. One of the most famous spirits said to haunt Fort Mackinac is that of a British soldier. Legend has it that this soldier was killed during a skirmish and now roams the fort's barracks and parade grounds. Visitors and staff have reported hearing heavy footsteps and the clinking of boots, only to find no one there. Some claim to see a figure in a red coat, seemingly lost in time, standing guard at the fort's walls. The hospital building within the fort has its own unsettling tales. This site, which once treated injured soldiers and civilians, is said to echo with the groans and cries of long-departed patients. Shadowy figures have been spotted in the windows, and the faint scent of antiseptic or blood has been reported, adding to the eerie atmosphere. The officers' stone quarters is another area teeming with paranormal activity. People often describe the sensation of being watched or experiencing sudden cold drafts in otherwise warm rooms. Some even claim to see furniture move or hear unexplained banging sounds late at night. One particularly chilling story involves the ghost of a little girl believed to have fallen to her death near the fort. Witnesses have reported hearing her laughter and playful footsteps echoing through the grounds, despite the absence of any living children nearby. Her apparition, dressed in 19th century attire, is occasionally seen running along the fort's ramparts. The cemetery near Fort Mackinac adds to its haunted reputation. Known as the Post Cemetery, it is the final resting place for soldiers, civilians, and Native Americans. Many visitors feel an overwhelming sense of sorrow or heaviness when walking through it. Some have reported faint voices or glimpses of shadowy figures between the gravestones at dusk. Fort Mackinac's chilling combination of historical significance and supernatural lore attracts history buffs and paranormal enthusiasts alike. Whether it's the echoes of battles long past or the restless spirits of those who once called the fort home, its haunted legacy continues to captivate all who visit. Number 6. Holly Hotel. The Holly Hotel, located in the quaint town of Holly, Michigan, is not just a charming relic of Victorian elegance, but also one of the most haunted places in the state. Built in 1891, this historic structure has survived fires, the passage of time, and countless guests, but it is the ghosts that call it home that truly set it apart. One of the most enduring spirits said to haunt the Holly Hotel is that of Nora Kane, a former hostess who worked there in the early 20th century. Nora is often described as a friendly presence, known for her lavender perfume that inexplicably fills the air even when no one is around. Visitors and staff have reported hearing her soft laughter and seeing a misty apparition in period attire gliding through the halls or near the piano, as if she's still entertaining guests. The ghost of Mr. Hurst, the original owner of the hotel, is another frequent sighting. Often seen wearing a bowler hat, his spirit is said to linger in the bar area and dining room. He's known for moving objects, such as glasses and chairs, and even for being mischievously protective of his establishment. Some claim to hear his deep voice, issuing commands or footsteps echoing in otherwise empty rooms. The kitchen is another hotspot for paranormal activity. Staff members frequently report strange occurrences, such as utensils moving on their own, sudden temperature drops, and the faint sound of pots clanging. Many believe this is due to the restless spirits of past employees who remain attached to the hotel. One of the most unsettling ghostly residents is a little girl, whose identity remains a mystery. Her giggles and tiny footsteps are often heard in the hallways, and some guests have even claimed to see her peeking out from around corners or sitting on the stairs before vanishing into thin air. Adding to the eerie atmosphere are reports of phantom cigar smoke, disembodied voices, and lights flickering for no apparent reason. Paranormal investigators have captured EVPs, electronic voice phenomena, and unexplained photographs that support the claims of supernatural activity. Despite its haunted reputation, the Holly Hotel remains a popular destination for its fine dining, historic charm, and ghostly allure. Whether you visit for the cuisine, the history, or the chance to encounter one of its spectral residents, the Holly Hotel offers an experience you'll never forget, perhaps even one that follows you home.